It was a cool evening when Emmanuel received the phone call that changed everything. He had just settled into his small apartment in New York, exhausted from another grueling day at work. The city's lights flashed outside his window, a stark contrast to the darkness settling in his heart. His younger sister, Emily, was on the other end of the call, her voice trembling. "Emmanuel, Mom had a stroke. It's bad. You need to come home." Emmanuel's breath caught in his throat. He hadn't been home in 8 years. Not since the night he left, vowing never to return. The weight of unresolved anger, hurt, and regret pressed against his chest. 8 years ago, home had been a place of endless fights with his father. His dreams of becoming a writer were met with harsh disapproval. "You'll never make a living with words," his father had shouted the night Emmanuel packed his bags and left. That was the last time they spoke. Now, with his mother lying in a hospital bed, Emmanuel felt an overwhelming guilt that crushed every wall he had built around his heart. Without thinking, he booked the earliest flight home. The familiar scent of pine and damp earth greeted him as he stepped out of the cab. The house looked the same, aged, but standing strong. Emily ran out to meet him, her tear-streaked face lighting up with relief. Inside, the house was eerily silent. His father sat in the corner, aged beyond recognition, staring at the floor. They exchanged a glance, one filled with unspoken words. Emmanuel's throat tightened. At the hospital, Emmanuel barely recognized his mother. The woman who once held his hand through nightmares now looked fragile, her breath shallow. He took her hand, whispering, "I'm here, Mom. I'm so sorry it took so long." A tear slipped from her closed eyes. The days that followed were a blur of hospital visits and restless nights. But something unexpected happened. Emmanuel and his father began speaking. At first, it was short, awkward exchanges. Then, late one night, sitting outside on the porch, his father sighed deeply. "I never hated your dreams, son. I just didn't know how to support them. I was scared for you. I thought pushing you away would make you stronger." Emmanuel felt something inside him crack. All those years of anger melted into understanding. "I just wanted you to believe in me," he said, his voice breaking. His father nodded, his eyes glistening. "I always did. I just didn't know how to show it." Emmanuel stayed longer than he planned. His mother slowly recovered, and in those quiet moments by her bedside, he rediscovered the love that had always been there, silent but steadfast. Before leaving, he handed his father a book. It was his first novel, published just a month ago. His father traced the cover with his fingers. "I'm proud of you, Emmanuel." For the first time in years, Emmanuel smiled, not the forced smile he had perfected in the city, but a genuine, heartwarming one. As he boarded the plane back to New York, he realized that sometimes, life forces us to return to the places we ran from, not to reopen wounds, but to heal them. And in that healing, we find our way home.